Hey guys, today we're going to be making a monochromatic floral design on a slab, and I'm going to show you how I make this design from start to finish, from the petals, leaves, and the placement of the elements on the slab. And of course, the most fun part is the cutting of the slab, so stay with me until the end. And I would like to show you this design in some other colors, these are a little smaller than the red ones. These are pretty popular in my country, so I make them in almost every color under the sun. And I recently started to do a duo with color opposites, like this black and white, because it's the most popular choice. Everybody wears black, and this is a nice pop of texture, and white brings out the earring. So yeah, that's it for my work. Now let's bring in the slab. I started the slab already, as you can see, because I wanted to show you how the placement of the elements is important. Why is it important? Because when you cut the slab, you want to have your elements not too far and not too close. So I start with one row of flowers, and then I put the other row between the first one, as you can see here. Now I'm going to do a third row for you here, and we're going to start from here, so to align them with these flowers from the first row. So we first place the flowers, and then we go in with the leaves. Leaves can be random and by choice. I don't have any special order to place them. I just put them in where I think, how many, and wherever I think it would look good. Okay, let's see for the tools we're going to be using today. We need a bended needle tool, plastic needle tool, to add texture to our petals. We need our ball tool for attaching the petals and the details on the slab. We need our needle tool, metal needle tool, for the leaves, and we need two cutters. This yellow one is for the petals, and this black one is for the leaves. And of course, I use this plastic cutter for cutting out the earring shape. It's 3.5 centimeters in diameter, and it's handy to have these cotton wipes, clean cotton wipes, to clean the fingerprints that are going to stay on this middle of the flower when you press in the clay ball. Sorry. So I pre-made some petals, but I'm going to show you how I sculpt them. So I roll out my clay pretty thin. It's about 1.5 millimeter of thickness, and we go in with our cutter to pre-shape the petal. Place it on your finger, stick it on your finger so it holds in place when you go in with your needle tool to make the texture. We go in from this side, and we press from the inside to the outside. So we basically flatten out only this part of the petal. This part here needs to be thicker because this is where we're going to attach the petal to the slab. When you pull out the petal, you don't just take it off, you take it here, pull it out a little bit so to elongate it, then lift it up. You see what you got here? Then we press here, and then we press a little bit here to shape it, and then we get this beautiful textured flower petal. Okay, so let's go in with our flower assembly. Every flower has 5 petals. We grab our petals like so with our ball tool here in this thickened part, and we place it, we place it where we want our flower to be. We blend in the clay of the petal, the bottom part, with the surface, because we want them to bake well with the surface. Okay, so we need 5 petals per flower. Nearly there. And we're done with our flower. Now we need to put in the middle of the flower. So because this is pretty, as you can see, all the flowers look the same. To make sure every ball of clay in the middle is the same size, I use the cutter to cut out the amount of clay I need. I just roll it out in a little ball, put it in the middle, and press it in. If you flatten your flower, just do this, because we don't want the flower to lay totally flat on the surface. We want this texture to stay a little bit out of the surface, because it's a monochrome design. The texture gives it depth and richness. And those fingerprints I talked about, just put a little water on your Q-tip and smooth over the clay, and that's it. Okay, now we're going to cut out some leaves. It's pretty simple. I don't add any additional texture to the leaves, only from the tool, needle tool, when I grab the leaf. So, this is our leaf. This one has a little bit of fingerprints. Try not to leave any fingerprints on the leaf. So grab it here, press a little bit with your finger, and then just place it where you want your leaf to be in the design. Okay, we need one more. So, as I showed you, and just press it in where you grabbed it with your tool. So only and at the end. Don't press it with the needle tool all the way through the leaf. You just want to make an indentation here in this place. Okay, now we're ready for our second flower. Again, we are going to align it with the flower from the first row. So the first petal goes here. Blend it in nicely. That's very important with this design because you don't want your petals to fall out when you bake it. Oh, this one has a hair in it. We're going to replace it with another petal. So 5 petals per flower. And we're nearly done. One more. And that's it. Okay. When you place them, you can arrange them a little bit to your liking with your silicone tool. If you're not satisfied with the placement and the position of the petal, now we go in with our middle of the flower. Just pop it in, press, smooth it over. Sometimes you get lucky and you don't leave any fingerprints, or remove the fingerprints with your finger. Okay. And that's it for the flower. Now we're going to arrange some more leaves. I'm going to put 2 here. Or maybe 3. As I said, I don't have any predetermined order for the leaves. I just put them in randomly, so it looks nice and rich. And oh, just a few more. And maybe 2 here. And okay, I think I'm satisfied. And this is it for our monochrome floral slab. And now we're going to cut it out to see how we did and how our finished product is going to look. Since I use the paper and with my acrylic roller I pressed it in to the paper, so it's attached to the paper. I need to pull it out first from the paper with my with my sheet blade to release it from the paper. And now we're going to cut in the slab. I always try to catch as many details as I can with my cutter. And there it is. I didn't wet it first, that's why it got stuck. But I blew it out, as you heard. I don't know why, but I don't like to wet my cutter or use cornstarch, because I found that sometimes it can dry out my clay, and the clay comes out very brittle. I just blow it out and it comes out perfectly. I'm very satisfied. This will be the pair. Oh, the first one. Be careful when you cut. You need to be precise so you don't damage the details, but you want to catch as many details on the earring as you can, so it has that interest with the texture. Oh. Okay, now we're going to do this one. So we already have 4 earrings. I hope we get to 6, but I don't think so. I think this is going to be the last one, the 5th one. Yep. Maybe. Well, I'm going to do later one more flower here to get 3 full pairs. So we got 5 earrings out of this little slab. And I'm going to do one more to get 3 pairs. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope I gave you some design ideas, and I really hope that you'll try to make one yourself. If you would like to learn more complex techniques, I also have a Etsy shop where I list my advanced tutorials for 3D designs. So if you would like, I would love it if you check it out and maybe pick out a masterclass and try it to see how it works for you. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in my next video. Please subscribe, like the video if you learned something, and see you soon. Bye bye.